illusion is always a tricky thing for students to grasp, and so when we did that unit, we started with choice, giving the students to be able to select the the person they were working with, which doesn't always work out, but in this case it was pretty successful. We also let them decide how they wanted to present the information. Some students were more comfortable using technology, some students went old school and performed in front of the class, and so we did let them have different choice, and we let them research using laptops. We also had books available, and so the different avenues for them to do their research also helped, I believe, to make it more successful. And this was the first time we had done this lesson, so throughout the lesson there were times where I had to make adjustments or students had to make adjustments, and it was very flexible, very kind of making changes as we go, but the end result I feel was pretty good, and students had a better grasp of illusion than they have in the past, where it was more teacher-centered and I just kind of gave them the information and gave them examples, and I feel as though this was better because they researched it, they looked for the information on their own, and by the end they had a better grasp. Even if it was just of their illusion, it was more than I felt had come out of the lesson in the past. So moving from a teacher-centered classroom to a student-centered classroom was not easy. It took baby steps, starting the year off, letting go the control that you feel like you need as a teacher, little by little. The specific lesson that we taught for this was in the spring, so by that point I was more comfortable letting go of control and letting students kind of take over. But at first it is a little scary, and you have to kind of teach the students that they are in charge of their own education, and no matter what I do, I can't force them into it, that they have to want to learn, that they have to want to get the most out of their education. So that was a big part of the environment of the classroom. We did a lot of breaking off into groups and having group leaders and giving them the control. It was difficult for me to step back, but I started to hear the conversations that the kids were having, that if I was in the group, that's what I would have said, but a student said it instead, and it was really rewarding because I don't feel like in September that would have happened. So by the time that I did see that, I knew that was I had that effect on them. So even though I did not have the control, I led them to that point, and that was really rewarding on my end.